Do you ever feel like your finger picking sounds flat, like everything just sounds the same? Well, the secret to beautiful finger picking isn't just about playing the right notes, it's also about how you play those notes. Imagine a singer who just belted out the notes of a tune all at the same level. It'd be pretty boring, right? You wouldn't get much emotion or expression from a performance like that. And guitar and finger picking is the same. It's the way we play the notes that speak more than the actual notes themselves, and it's all about dynamics. In this video, you're going to learn how to take control of your picking hand for finger picking on an absolute pro level, and we're going to be able to, as a result, play much more dynamically from soft to loud and everything in between on a very micro level, which I'll explain in just a moment. But before we get into the video, if you could like this one, I would love it right now. That would be great. It'll push it out to the world of YouTube, letting others find it. And if you like the content I release each week on the channel and you haven't already, I'd really appreciate your subscription. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to look at the dynamics of your finger picking hand on a micro level. Okay, so we can, of course, pick softly, something like this, and we can pick at our sort of default volume, whatever that might be for you, and we can pick louder, right, when needed, and everything in between. And those things are really important to work on, and that's kind of what I talk about, or refer to rather, as macro dynamics, just on a bit of a broader level. Like this part of the song comes down, then we build it up, and then it comes back down, and it ebbs and flows. Typically as song sections are at a sort of a collective dynamic level as far as volume's concerned level. Today I'm talking about microdynamics, so I'm talking about the individual volume of each finger that plucks the string, including your thumb. We want to have control over that. We don't want just the master volume here that controls the volume collectively of all the fingers, playing softly or loudly, as I was just saying. We want to be able to play individual volumes on each finger. It's like there's a mixing desk, you've got the channels, and each channel is related to a finger. So I can bring up the index finger, and I can bring back the others, or I can bring up the middle finger that's plucking at a particular time, and the other fingers are back down. They're all on individual volumes. That's the control we're going to have. That's the control we're going to train in our picking hand today. And it's quite simple to do. There's a really great exercise, a couple actually, the slight variation of the one I'm going to show you first up. So let's say we'll grab a G chord, okay, and we're going to keep it really simple, and we're just going to pluck up that chord, okay, just up the chord. Like that. What we're going to do is we're going to target a finger to pluck louder than the others so that it stands out. Now, when we do this, it's not just about the finger that's going to articulate the note with more power to make it sound louder. It's also about the others backing off. So it's not just about playing louder when we do this, it's about playing softer. It just depends which fingers are doing what. So if I accent the thumb when plucking this, then I'm going to want to pluck quite loudly with the thumb and soft with the other fingers, like this. So the thumb is really standing out, right? That's accenting the thumb. Now, if I wanted to shift the accent here and have the index finger pluck loud while the others plucked softly, then it would sound like this. Oh, it was a little loud on the thumb. Sounds very different when the index finger is accenting, right, versus the thumb, right? So this is training us to be able to individualize the attack with each finger. Really, really great exercise. Can be a little tricky to do, particularly on some fingers, and you'll probably see me muck up a bit as I demonstrate it to you here. But let's say we go and do the same thing. This time we'll accent the middle finger, so that would sound like this. So soft, soft, loud, soft, 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 loud, soft. Try and get as much contrast as you can. Okay, it can be tricky, but that's where we develop the control. Okay, and then we could do the same thing this time with the ring finger, and that would sound like this. Okay, so that sounds different again. The emphasis has been shifted. Okay, it's a simple exercise, simple concept. I'm sure you can understand it, but it's about training it. And I can feel weaknesses in my hand when I do it right now. I mean, I'm never done. I'm going to be working on these things till the day I die to get better. So quickly again, if I accent the thumb, I'm keeping the other fingers nice and soft, or the index, quite different there, or the middle finger. Comes up in the volume, pushing that slider up for that finger, or the ring finger on the top string. I'm doing a little bit better there. I think I was a bit restricted before when I was trying to talk and do it. The thing here is to make sure you don't add motion to your hand. Don't pluck away from the string for the sake of trying to make a sound louder. It's got to be all within the natural technique and execution of plucking notes, whatever volume we're playing them at. Okay, so keep everything as it is. So if you saw me do this and you had the volume down, it should look the same whichever finger I'm choosing to accent at the time. And if you find one's a little trickier than another, then that will be the one to work on. All right, so that's the first exercise in starting to develop real control over each individual finger and the thumb of your picking hand. And a variation of this exercise is to put the finger that you're going to accent at the time on the one beat. If I take this and I do it with my thumb, it would be how you would naturally do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And you're nice and soft. Remember, it's about not just playing loud on the note you're trying to emphasize, it's softer on the others, so the dynamic range is larger as far as volume level is concerned. Now, when you go and accent the index finger, instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, 1, 2, we're going to put it on the one beat. So it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So soft on the others, loud on the index, but now it's on the one. We're starting from the index finger within that picking sequence there. Then if you do the middle finger, it will start on 1. So now instead of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So you're emphasizing the middle finger and it's starting on the 1. And then of course you've got the ring finger on the top string, so it's now going to play on 1. So instead of this, we had this before. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So it's moving across the bar. Now that in itself is a very common musical device used all the time, where something, a riff or some little melody, motif, whatever it might be, moves across the bar. So it might repeat, but it doesn't repeat rhythmically the same. It's displaced in the bar. So that's what is happening here. It's not so much the primary purpose of what we're doing here, the focus, because of course it's all about the dynamics in each finger when plucking the strings, but it is an added little side benefit. The other thing is you really get a good feel of where the 1 is, because you're shifting the note you're playing across that first beat, continually targeting it with the specific finger at the time. So it's a nice little variation, and a key aspect to developing your technique is taking these types of exercises and varying them in some way to make them a little bit more challenging, or to just take a bit of a different perspective on working on the same basic concept that you're working on, or technique or skill that you're working on at the time. So simple, I hope, for you to understand, but incredibly helpful in your dynamics, because again, not every note's going to be even. If I'm playing something like this, sounds okay, but it's a little same. Every note is being plucked at the same volume. I'd rather hear something like, it's got a little bit more dynamic to it. If I do it again, I'm probably going to do different again. I can choose where I want it to sort of build and drop and so forth, and some of that is, you know, macro dynamics, playing a little louder in some parts and softer in others. And sometimes it's just on a micro level where I might do the pinch and the open string in between is softer, instead of where that open string might overpower. I can, and then I might want to accent and then bring it down. Hopefully you get the idea, not just everything at the same level. Of course, when you first learn a piece, that's the job, get the mechanics down. So this wouldn't be something you would do to a piece when you're learning it from the first day, or certainly the early stages. Get it into your fingers first, then you can put your attention towards dynamics. But in the meantime, you can do these exercises that we've looked at today, and they will prepare you very well for when it's time to do that. And your playing will sound so much better. Dynamics is just one of those things that immediately makes a difference. And then from there, you can refine it to make a world of difference. So hopefully those exercises help. Let me know how you go with them in the comments below this video. Want to finally get fingerpicking down once and for all? Whether you're brand new to fingerpicking or have tried before and failed, the Ultimate Beginner Fingerpicking Guitar course was made for you. This is a fully structured step-by-step program that takes you from the very basics through to confident, fluent fingerpicking without the overwhelm or fluff. Each lesson walks you through highly focused drills, exercises, and musical pieces, many of which you will know, all carefully sequenced to build your skills gradually. You get high quality videos, MP3s, and PDFs in every lesson, providing you with everything you need to build rock solid technique, develop great feel, and make real progress you can actually hear. If you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start fingerpicking the way you've always dreamed, then click the link in the description below this video and check out the Ultimate Beginner Fingerpicking Guitar course today. Let me know in the comments what acoustic guitar topics you'd like to see in future videos. I'd love to hear from you. A lot of the suggestions that come through do become videos in the future on the channel, so don't be shy, drop us a line, let us know what you would like to see. If you like this video, then hit that like button, and if you haven't already and you like the content that I release each week, I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel. This is Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net. As always, thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video. I really do appreciate it very, very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.